Do you think plus 300 on Joe Joyce, which means if you bet $100, you get $300 if Joe Joyce wins? Do you think that's enough of a reward to take a risk on the underdog Joe Joyce versus Philip Urkovich? I do, and I'm going to explain that in this video. First off, I want to say that Joe Joyce has two really nice feathers under his hat in the heavyweight division. Number one, that being a stoppage win over Daniel Dubois, who's making noise in the heavyweight division as we speak. Number two, he knocked out, and I'm not talking a TKO where the ref wait, he knocked out Joseph Parker. The man couldn't beat the count. Joseph Parker is another heavyweight who's making noise in the division right now as we speak. And then Joe Joyce, he does have 3 losses, but 2 of them were to one guy. Styles make fights. Now the other loss that he has is to Derek Chisora, but he didn't get knocked out. Yes, he was dropped, but Derek Chisora is no bum. Derek Chisora gave the great Alexander Usyk a run for his money. Alexander Usyk is arguably the most skilled heavyweight in the division. Let's think here. Now, let's talk about what makes Joe Joyce hungry for this. Me, I think at 39, you can still make a good account of yourself. Joe Joyce, he's slow. He has slow footwork. I can kind of see why they are so sold on him losing the fight. The odds makers, that is. But I've never really seen Joe so bad off to where he looks like Jelly Jane, to where he can barely even throw a punch. I mean, he's just so gassed that all he wants to do is breathe. It's not that bad. Even at the end of the Chisora fight, my man Joe Joyce was still trying to land something significant. Gotta give the man credit for that. He's still dangerous at the end of the fight. So I believe that Joe Joyce is still eager to get some of this spotlight. Now I'll be watching up until the minutes and heading up to this fight just to analyze his body language, and that'll kind of encourage how much money I want to place on him. Let's talk about Philip Urkovich. Philip Urkovich, he's got 1 loss to Daniel Dubois, whom Joe Joyce stopped. Now, Daniel Dubois, he stopped Philip Urkovich. And yes, I bet on that fight and I won because I bet on Daniel Dubois. So that's a feather under my cap, and that's what brings me here today. Now, Philip Urkovich, he did beat Zhilei Zhang, the same man who knocked Joe Joyce out twice. Me personally, I think that it was an unimpressive win. And I think the only reason Philip Urkovich won that fight is because of Zhang's gas tank. Zhang hurt Philip Urkovich multiple times. He just didn't have the gas tank to finish the job. So, with that being said, Philip Urkovich, he's a skilled fighter. He's quick. He's got fast hands, which could give Joe Joyce a ton of problems. And that's why I said I could see why they're sold on Philip Urkovich winning this fight. But that, I got my own mind, and I think that Joe Joyce, with him knocking out Dubois and Joseph Parker, I just think that man, having him at a plus 300, my fingers are itching. So therefore, I will be wagering on some money on Joe Joyce. You guys let me know if I'm stupid. This is another episode of the Triangle Theories. I'm your man, Jay Squiz. I love all my boxing fans. I love the casuals. I love the sport in general. Stay tapped in. We got much more boxing to talk.